News now at this hour begins in West Africa, where the Nigeria Police Force has placed its personnel on high alert ahead of a fresh nationwide protest scheduled for today by the Take It Back movement and various civil society groups. Now, authorities have deployed officers to strategic locations and issued a stern warning to protesters to call off their demonstrations. The protest is set to address the escalating hardship in the country, the ongoing clampdown on civil liberties, and the crisis in Rivers State. This marks the second major civil disobedience in less than a year, following last August's #EndBadGovernance protest, which drew attention to the rising cost of living in Nigeria. Meanwhile, the Northern Youth Council of Nigeria has distanced itself from the planned nationwide protest known as Take It Back, expressing concerns that such demonstrations could escalate tensions and destabilize the country. Now, in a statement issued on Sunday in Kaduna, the council's president, Issa Abubakar, acknowledged the frustrations of many young Nigerians, but called for restraint, dialogue, and national unity, urging against street protests in the current atmosphere. The group also referenced past demonstrations, including the EndSARS protest, which were marred by violence and destruction, leading to the loss of lives and public infrastructure. Now, while the Northern Youth Council recognizes the concerns raised by the protest organizers, it emphasized that peace and national stability must take precedence. Now, the council reaffirmed its commitment to working with relevant government bodies and stakeholders to ensure youth voices are heard through peaceful and lawful channels. We're still on nationwide demonstration. Now, the Take It Back protest in Port Harcourt, Rivers State, turned violent when police, army, and state security services clashed with protesters. Now, the demonstration intended to start at Isaac Borough Park was halted by authorities who directed protesters to move to the Federal Secretariat 6 kilometers away. Now, tensions escalated when security forces began shooting to disperse the crowd. The Take It Back protest in Rivers State held alongside Bring Back Governor Sim Fubara protest organized by the Niger Delta Congress. Now, in a related development, protesters in the Maitama area of Abuja were dispersed by the Nigeria Police Force on Monday as operatives deployed tear gas to break up the peaceful demonstration. The protesters who were gathered to express their grievances were caught off guard and scattered in response to the tear gas. The protest, part of a larger national movement led by the Take It Back movement and various civil society groups, addressed multiple issues affecting the country. Among the main concerns were the alleged misuse of the Cybercrime Act, the growing economic hardship, and the state of emergency in Rivers State. Activist Omoyele Sowore was present at the protest in solidarity with the movement. While no injuries or arrests were reported, the tense atmosphere persisted as police actions stirred concerns over increasing political repression in the country. All right, now News Central's correspondent Sagir Ibrahim joins us from the nation's capital, Abuja, to give us an update. Good to have you once again, Sagir Ibrahim. Thanks for joining us. You were giving us an update on Jasiri, and we now understand that protesters were dispersed using tear gas canisters, but we would like for you to bring us up to speed on the latest development at your end as of this moment.
Good afternoon, Blessings. Thank you very much for having me. I don't know if you can see me. I'm actually trying to pay attention to what's going on behind me. What you can see right now is men of the Nigeria Police Force carrying out, they are going around basically to ensure that order is maintained in and across the city. Of course, you know that in addition to the fact that today, is the day slated for the nationwide demonstration, today also happens to be, the National Police Day. The shot you're seeing currently is the Eagle Square, where activities to mark the National Police Day or the Nigeria Police Day, as the case may be, is ongoing. Double to that is, of course, the movement of armored personnel carriers, police vans. I don't know if you can see the helicopter that's also above in the sky. maybe to ensure that the protesters are snuffed out from wherever they are, or maybe also to ensure that, you know, peace and security is ensured in and around the vicinity. That's the Eagle Square where the police event is going on. We cannot say for certain, but what we can say definitely is it's literally a fortress here. More police vehicles seem to be coming in at the moment. If you also pan with me to this side, you would see that there's a van of the National Security and Civil Defense Corps. At the extreme there, you can see, of course, I think that's men of the Nigerian Army there across, just towards the traffic light. So basically, this is the situation at the moment within the city center here in Abuja. Also, you recall that in the morning, the protesters or the demonstrators had come out, you know, to drive home their demands. It's a case of the abuse of the Cybersecurity Act. It's a demand for good governance. It's a demand for justice, you know, for Nigerians, and of course, to an end to a lot of the sufferings. But even that demonstration did not see, you know, a lot in the lights, as just in the middle of the demonstration, you know, the demonstrators were tear-gassed by police operatives, and they were sent on their way. As at the moment, I do not think that any demonstration is going anywhere within this axis. I do not know for any other axis within the city center, but we're trying to put our ears to the ground to ensure, you know, that if demonstrators and demonstrations are still ongoing, you know, we get to it as quickly as possible. But as you can see, surrounded by police officers, that's the updates for us here in Abuja at the moment.
All right, thank you so much, Sagir Ibrahim. I would also still like to ask, some of the protesters that you did mention were arrested earlier. Has there been any information from those ones? And has there been words from the rest of the demonstrators since they got dispersed? Please hold the thought and stay with us. I want us to cross over to Biola Festus, who's in Port Harcourt, to give us an update on the situation there as well. Biola Festus, good afternoon. If you can hear us, what is the update in Port Harcourt right now?
Yeah, good afternoon. At this point, I'm standing now was a chaos just some 30 minutes ago when the protesters had a confrontation with the police. It was not just the police, the Nigerian Army were also here, the DSS, and the CP's monitoring units were also here. Now, the protesters have gathered at Isaac Park, which is about 10 minutes walk away from here. They are gathered and the police vehemently refused them to begin or to start their protest there. They had asked the protesters to go to the national, to the Federal Secretariat, I beg your pardon. While the protesters were just on their way to that point, to the National Secretariat, the police followed them. Earlier, the police had told journalists not to even cover the protest. But we told them we were not here for the police or we were not here for the protest, but we were on the ground to cover what was going on as our job demands. The police even had a confrontation with journalists on the ground. So back to the protest, they were processing. Now, it is notable, it is worthy of note that the number of protesters that came out were less than 50. Emphasis, less than 50. There were not many of them. Now we had vans of police, the army, the DSS, following those protesters behind. Now what they told us was that they were there to give them protection. They told us that, oh, you journalists, you can leave this venue now. We've asked the protesters to go to another destination to start their protest, and we are behind them to give them protection. So while we were proceeding, the police were also behind with the Nigerian Army and the DSS following the procession. It was not up to 5 minutes after the procession when journalists wanted to take this overhead bridge, this flyover. We, the TV crew, we wanted to take the flyover so we could get a good shot of the procession under the bridge. Just when we turned to the flyover, it wasn't up to a minute when the protesters started shouting. They called some of us because we had exchanged contact with them to keep addressing what was happening. They told us that the police were attacking them, that they were shooting at them, they were throwing canisters at them. So when we came down, we met the scene. And just when the journalists came down to cover the scene, the police now targeted us. They threw the tear gas at us. It was a direct attack on us. In
All
fact,
right.
we had to run. Members of society who were around also started running. There was pandemonium here.
Okay.
Vehicles had to start revising. People had to start running to safety.
All right,
The thing
Biola
that
Festus.
we were just all over here. People could not breathe.
Okay,
And when
if
we
you
asked
can hear
where the
me.
journalists were the target, nobody could explain to us. We were just on the ground to do our job. In fact, one of our colleagues was arrested and beaten. But beaten him when they threw him in a police van. He knew some of the men, their home he covered, and that was his only
Biola Festus,
saving
if you can
grace.
hear me, I would like for us to go transit to Nee as well. Nee is our correspondent right here in Lagos, who has been covering the protests where there has been a gathering since this morning at the Ikeja Underbridge, and they've been singing solidarity songs and marching, and Nee has been giving us updates on that. So I just want us to find out from Nee what the current situation is where he is. Nee, if you can hear me, what's the update in your location?
Certify some sort of information as to feedback they're getting from the Lagos Assembly currently. But I'd like to quickly have him now. All right, so quickly. It seems like it's intentional you coming here today. It seems intentional you coming here today, noting that the Lagos State House of Assembly is on recess.
No, the Lagos State House Assembly cannot be on recess for the Nigerian people. They were not voted in to be on recess. We are not paying them to go on recess. We are paying them to address and advance the issues particular to the electorate which they campaigned for, they pledged to. So whoever is on recess has to come back immediately and come and address to the issues before us. Or else we are going to keep occupying this place.
What is the police saying and other security agencies? Because I see that there's some sort of gathering behind me here.
Well, the police, they said, according to them, they said they are here to keep law and order, even though the evidence before us is to the contrary. Presently, the police is preventing us from going to the front of the State House of Assembly. And it's the reason we have said that in protest of that anarchy they are trying to impose, we are going to occupy this place for as long as possible. And also the evidence before us that the police is the statement that the police is here to enforce law and order. The evidence before us also suggests the contrary, because what we have seen happen nationwide is crackdown, repression in Rivers State. They are shooting at protesters in Rivers State, shooting at protesters. We have comrades that have been rushed to the hospital. One of them is Amaye Kings. In Abuja, protesters were shot at. As of now, I can confirm the arrest of 2 persons in Abuja. In Yobe, protesters were shot at. I can confirm the arrest of 4 persons in Yobe State. They are intimidating protesters in Oyo State as I speak to you. In Osun State, the police is descending into lawlessness. And in Lagos, they are trying to do similar thing, but there is something I wish to tell them. There is something I wish to tell them, and the government of Tinubu, the more they intend to use police to repress us, the harder we will come at them. The harder they come, the harder they will fall. Because Nigerians will refuse to be ruled by a conquered people. I mean, the Tinubu government declared military rule in Rivers State, suspended all organs of government unconstitutionally. What powers does he have?
So you're going to keep occupying this place too?
We are going to occupy this place, and as a matter of fact, to let Tinubu know that what we are doing today is a mere warning protest. We have not started. What we are doing here today is a warning action. By the time we are returning, our return will be massive. And last year we did 10 days of rage, and the entire country felt it. The world felt it. But this time around, when we return, is going to be aluta infinito.
Thank you very much. Are you headed from one of the organizers of the Take It Back movement, the protest ongoing here at in front of the Lagos Assembly? I'd just like to leave us with
if you can hear me,
10 seconds.
if you can hear me, before we have any other person, please just stay on standby. We want to go on a short break now. It's still the news. We can still see our live feed from all our correspondents across the nation. When we come back, we'll have more information from them. Do stay with us. It's still the news. All right, thank you so much for staying with us. You're still live with us on the news, and we have been following up on the protests that have been happening across the country. We have Neo Money in Lagos, Sagir Ibrahim, and of course we have Biola Festus, who has given us an update. We'll go back to Sagir Ibrahim now. We're trying to find out if the protesters who were earlier arrested had been released, or if there's any information from them whatsoever. Sagir Ibrahim, apologies for interrupting you earlier. Can you please go ahead with the response to that question?
Okay, so it's been radio silence from the demonstrators ever since, of course, they were dispersed by force. We've not heard anything from them since then, but of course we've sent messages to Omoyele Sowore, we've sent messages to Deji Adeyanju, we've sent messages to some others who we think were also, you know, part of the organization of the demonstration, but we still have not heard anything from them. Our ears are on the ground. However, we have with us currently Mr. Kingdom Okere, Barrister Kingdom Okere. As a matter of fact, Barrister Kingdom Okere is the convener of Lawyers in Defense for Democracy. He is also a human rights activist, a human rights lawyer, and will be speaking to us to give, you know, his reactions to the development. Barrister Kingdom, good afternoon. So first of all, we would like for you to give your reactions, of course, to the developments earlier. Demonstrators were dispersed using tear gas by the police. What's your reaction to that?
Of course, you know, Lawyers in Defense of Democracy, we are part and parcel of this protest. We support the protest and we are participating. It is a shameful, you know, thing once again, you know, and so regrettable that a president who we thought was a Democrat, so a president who we thought under him will have a sane, you know, practice of democracy. What we are seeing today is lawlessness and madness, high-handedness. In fact, the IG of police is seemingly now an attack dog, you know, for the presidency, you know, and we are saying that this democracy, we must sustain it together. President Bola Ahmed Tinubu led protests from the Unity Fountain down to this same venue where we are standing, the entrance of the National Assembly, when they were protesting against the presidency of Goodluck Jonathan, who was himself a gentleman and a pure Democrat. Today, what we are witnessing in APC-led administration, from the dark days of Buhari administration 8 years ago, under Tinubu right now, everything seems to be getting worse. That citizens can no longer protest, citizens can no longer exercise their fundamental rights under Section 39 and 40 of the 1999 Constitution. The same right Tinubu and the APC leaders, Buhari, El-Rufai, the same right all of them exercised, you know, to protest against the government of Goodluck Jonathan, you know, and they plotted to put that government down. From the revelation we are seeing from the USA that they sponsored Boko Haram, they sponsored terrorism in Nigeria, you can see that these APC people, this APC government...
Okay, Barrister Kingdom, at the moment now, what are the plans? What are the planned course of action? Are you regrouping? What's the situation
We must continue to exercise our rights. That is why we have media partners like you. That is why we have News Central and other media partners. That is why we are given opportunity to talk. We will continue to tell the government that they cannot silence us. Fundamental rights to freedom of association and rights to free speech, to condemn illegality, to condemn bad governance, condemn corruption. What are we talking about? Cyberbullying. It has now become the new norm of the Nigerian police to intimidate and harass citizens, to stifle citizens of their fundamental right to free speech in the guise of cyberbullying. And it is significant that today that they are saying that they are celebrating Police Day. They should be celebrating this Police Day in Plateau, where the bandits and terrorists and Fulani headsmen are killing people, killing innocent Nigerians. What are they celebrating here? They should go and celebrate in Plateau, where they are killing people. They should go and celebrate in Urobi, where they are killing people. They should go and celebrate along Lokoja, going to Enugu, where Fulani bandits will never allow you to travel peacefully. It's either you are kidnapped and killed in the bush, or you pay ransom. This is a very shameful institution called the Nigerian Police Force. They should be celebrated in Plateau, where the terrorists are killing people. They should be celebrated in Sambisa Forest. What are they flexing muscle for? all the armory, helicopter hovering up and down, armor car hovering up and down. They like to flex muscle where innocent armlets and innocent citizens, are protesting. They should go and flex muscle in Sambisa Forest. They should go and flex muscle in Plateau, where the bandits are killing people. We are saying that Nigerian police, they must do things within the ambits of the law. The Nigerian police must be rule of law compliant. This IGP Egwetoku, you must be rule of law compliant. You cannot silence us. We will still continue to protest. You have dispatched us with your tear gas, unleash terror on us, as if you are fighting terrorists. Innocent protesters that only have placards. We demand this, we demand that. We want good governance. We want end to corruption. That is the people who have come to flex muscle on. Whereas the bandits are having free for all fight, in the bushes. So I'm saying that the police institution should be rule of law compliant. I will continue to talk about it. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much. Well, blessings. There you have it, Barrister Kingdom Okere. He is the convener of Lawyers in Defense of Democracy, speaking passionately about the developments, about the disperse of these demonstrators today using tear gas by men of the Nigeria Police Force. There you have it. Back to you in the studio.
All right, thank you so much, Sagir Ibrahim, for the updates from the Federal Capital Territory. Let's cross over now back to Lagos, where we have Ni Omoni, who has been giving us updates as well. Omoni, you were going to talk to some other persons. What's the development now? I can see that the leader of the protest is addressing the people. What are they saying?
Right and center. From Lagos to Rivers to Abuja to all parts of the country. Last year, under the government of Tinubu, over 40 protesters were killed. Minors were charged for treason. Under the government of Tinubu, 120 million Nigerians have gone further below the poverty line. Under the government of Tinubu, over 18 million children are out of school. Under the government of Tinubu, thousands of tertiary education students are dropping out because of fee increments across our campuses. Today, President Tinubu is out in France, traveled to France to go and attend to his health. Rather than declaring state of emergency on health, he is imposing an illegal rule in Rivers. So he could not build an hospital where he could even treat himself.
So what's the next line of action for the movement?
Now, the next line of action is that Nigerians, we are going to, I said earlier, what we are having today is a warning action. But before I talk about what we are going to do next, I want to add to some of our demands. Currently, protesters have been arrested in Abuja after they were violently dispersed. We are calling for the immediate release of the protesters, all of them arrested in Abuja, in Yobe, in Gombe, in Rivers. And again, we are reiterating our call for the immediate resignation of illegal IGP Egwetoku. He should not be holding the office to ransom. He is unfit and is unfit to continue to hold that. As a matter of fact, is holding that position illegal. He has retired. Let him go into retirement. This is a warning action, and we are going back to remobilize. Remember, last year we had a warning action on June 12th, right? Yeah. And by the time we came back in August, we shook not just the entire country, we shook the entire world. In October 1, 2020, we had a warning protest. And when we came back on October 7, we did not only shook the entire country, we shook the entire world. Two answers. We shook the entire world. So now we have come out in April as a warning protest. If the government of Tinubu did not accede to our demand, stop the illegal stop the repeal the Cybercrime Act, reverse the legal emergency rule in Rivers State, stop demolition of houses in places like Owonshoki and other places, release all protesters that have been arrested, and also stop the trial of those who are being charged for treason for partaking in end-bad governance protests. People like Michael Lenin and others. If the government of Tinubu did not accede to this demand, then the next time we are coming out, it will be aluta infinito.
What's your name? Is there a deadline? Is there an ultimatum you're giving the government?
No, the Nigerians should wait to hear from us, and it will be very soon.
The deadline is immediately.
Yes.
So you've heard it from.
Okay, well, those were the updates that we got from all the protesting areas of Nigeria, and they have issued a warning to the government that if nothing is done immediately, then they will be seeing a continuation of the protest. We'll go to more stories in a bit, but in the meantime, let's go on a short break. When we come back, we continue with the news. Many thanks for staying with us in the news. Now, as part of activities marking the 2025 National Police Day, the Adamawa State Police Command has convened a high-level stakeholder security meeting in the state. Themed Strengthening Security Collaboration for Effective Policing, the meeting brought together key stakeholders including traditional and religious leaders, sister security agencies, civil society organizations, human rights groups, Police Community Relations Committee, members of the Police Officers' Wives Association, and other community leaders. News Central's Imoru Kirawa reports that the Adamawa State Commissioner of Police, Dankombo Morris, emphasized the importance of sustained community collaboration, noting that the successes achieved by the command were largely due to the effective implementation of community policing strategies. Now, representative of Governor Hamadu Umaru Fintiri, Barrister Jibrila, praised the police command for fostering a secure environment and reaffirmed the government's commitment to supporting all security agencies.
Provide us with an opportunity to reflect on the sacrifices, dedications, and commitment of the Nigerian police force in ensuring peace, security, and justice in our great nation.
Police is no longer limited to prevention and detecting of crime. We didn't limit ourselves to enforcing laws and orders, protecting lives and properties, but we have gone far beyond that to provide humanitarian services to you people.
Now, the House of Representatives has issued a reminder to the River State sole administrator, Vice Admiral Ibokete Bass, and he does not have the constitutional power to make laws for the state. This statement comes in response to the administrator's plans to introduce a new budget following the declaration of a state of emergency in River State in March. Now, in an interview with reporters, the deputy spokesman for the House, Philip Agbese, revealed that Speaker Tajuddin Abbas is consulting with House leadership to form a committee that will monitor Admiral Abbas' actions and ensure that the interests of River State are properly represented. Now, Agbese further warned that if the administrator oversteps his authority, the House will take necessary measures, including a possible vote of no confidence to ensure accountability and uphold the rule of law. Now, following the recent judgment of the Benue State Local Government Election Petitions Court, reports of heightened insecurity and violence have emerged in some areas of the state. Now, several groups in the state have raised an alarm over the use of campus cult groups to perpetrate the unrest, urging security agencies to intervene and prevent further violence.
Since the day the Benue State Local Government Election Tribunal delivered judgment in favor of the elected councillors, there are reported cases of pockets of killing. We are calling attention of the security agencies to look into this matter very seriously. The street and campus courts are said to be used while they blame it on state governor for failing to provide security, even though they know fully well that the state governors do not have control over security matters in Nigeria, but the Commander-in-Chief of the Armed Forces of the Federal Republic of Nigeria.
The Minister of the Federal Capital Territory, Nyesom Wike, has inspected several access roads within 3 area councils of the FCT. The roads include the A2 Express Road to Pai, located in the Kwale Area Council, the Market Palace Road, located in Gwagwalada Area Council, and the Ushafa Access Road, located in Bwari Area Council. The minister expressed satisfaction at the state of work ongoing, saying that the roads will be commissioned as part of President Bola Tinubu's second-year anniversary.
To 3 satellite towns, 3 area councils. One is Gwagwalada, where you have the Market Road, the Palace Road, the Radio Road, which will also be commissioned by grace of God during his second anniversary, during his second year anniversary. We went to A2 to Pi, which you talked about, and that is Kwale Area Council. You can see how beautiful that road is. It's a road of about 15 kilometers. They have done about 13 kilometers as far as wearing costs, which will also be handed over to us for Mr. President's second year in office. Now we're in the Shafa in Buhari Area Council. The contractor has assured us before the second year anniversary of Mr. President, he will also hand over.
Now to security matters. Nigeria's Chief of Army Staff, Lieutenant General Olufemi Oluyede, has arrived in Bokkos Local Government Area of Plateau State for a stakeholders engagement and an on-the-spot assessment of the incident that took many lives and destroyed unquantifiable amount of property. Now, this is the first visit of the Army boss in Plateau State since assuming office as the Chief of Army Staff in 2024. Among those in his entourage are the General Officer Commanding 3 Division and Commander Operation Safe Haven, Major General Folusho Oyinlola, who warned that security operatives will do anything possible to ensure offenders are decisively punished to serve as deterrent to others. News Central's Chizoba Anyowe, at the time of filing this report, says Lieutenant General Olufemi Oluyede is yet to make his remarks in the ongoing stakeholders engagement in Bokkos. Details of this engagement will be brought to you in our subsequent bulletins. And now to more stories. Odion Urobo community in Okere Urobo Kingdom, Warri South Local Government Area of Delta State, has called on the Delta State government and relevant authorities to wail into the ongoing communal clash rocking their community. Now, they accuse suspected Ishakiri youths of setting one of their houses on fire and destroying other property worth millions of naira. News Central's correspondent, Austin Azu, who is on the ground monitoring developments in Warri, spoke to a cross-section about this development. Right now, News Central's correspondent, Austin Azu, joins us to give an update. Austin Azu, thank you so much for joining us. What have we learned so far about this incident?
Good afternoon, Blessing. Of course, we are currently at the venue where the disaster occurred last night. That is Odion Urobo in Okere Kingdom in Warri South Local Government Area of Delta State. Take a walk with me and see the level of devastation that has occurred here. We are told that the alleged errant youths came here around 7 p.m., set this apartment on fire. This place happens to be a provision shop, and some of them are actually living inside this building. You can see from this particular spot, you can see some holes. You can see this particular hole you are seeing here is a bullet hole, and the keke were parked here and other tricycles as well. You can see the bullet hole, each of them. Let's get across to some of the residents. Hope, so that they can bring us to speed what really caused this incident. Okay, Hope is the youth secretary of the community. Please tell us what happened.
Okay, about 4 days ago, we were preparing for our king coronation 4 days back. So we put our banner to celebrate with the king for Okere Urobo. So some Ishakiri people come and remove our banner. After removing our banner, they still come with ammunition to chase us out. Only for yesterday, we are at our King's Palace yesterday evening. Only for court to reach us that the Shekiri people and Agbas had laid a team to invade our community. And as you can see the outcome of what happened last night from the Shekiri people. From the all around the Shekiri community in Warisat, they are fighting on the Yoruba community for their rights. So we want the Delta State government to come on this issue, because we are not going to tolerate this anymore from the Shekiri or the local government. Because
thank you very much. All right, we have one of the victims here. He's actually the occupant of this house. His name is Lucky Jaro. Jaro, tell us what and what did you actually lost in this incident? Don't worry, go ahead.
Oh, like real things, like this one I lost a lot of things. And if you see this place, I just opened this place just now. In order to see my woman, myself, we put us together and gather money to buy things and food there, buy new generator, new fridge, everything. My children clothes, my things. In short, I lost everything I have in my life. Only this liquor that I'm here, that's the only thing that I have. The woman is only tight. That is what he used to run for us. The shooter is wickedness, because he just want to go and bath before they came and shoot. So we have no chance to take anything. So they put fire in the place, burn everywhere.
So when they set this place ablaze, how did you come out with your family?
Normally we are not around. So when we went to my sister's show. So when we come back, they just say they want just to go and bath. As the bath finish, as the enter house finish, before we know now gunshot. After gunshot, now because they are shy, now hold them first. Before we know, they don't put fire for the place. If I expect I won't come outside, they go shoot us. The fire they catch me, domot. As I call beg my woman because of property. If they cry, say you go die. I say wait. If we come outside, they will shoot us. Because of property, you want to come out and hold them, trying to camp it down. Until when they went out, fire is everywhere. They say fire. I hold my children and bend down, carry them out from the fire and run away from the fire. That is the way I take get out from the fire.
Thank you. Okay, we have Mrs. Susan here.
Susan Ayona.
Ayona. Okay, please, wait you lost for the fire. How you take escape from your house?
Okay, Austin Azu, if you can hear us, thank you. I think we've gotten enough information. It's just a sad development, and definitely we'll come back to you to find out what the latest is. Many thanks for staying with us. Now, Mali, Niger, and Burkina Faso have announced the withdrawal of their ambassadors from Algiers, accusing Algerian forces of shooting down a Malian drone. The three military-led nations issued a joint statement on Sunday condemning the actions of Algeria, which took place in late March. Mali's foreign ministry separately stated that the drone was shot down in Algerian airspace in a hostile, premeditated action by the Algerian regime. The wreckage was discovered 9.5 kilometers south of the Algerian border and was believed to have been brought down by a ground-to-air or air-to-air missile. Algeria confirmed on the 1st of April that it had downed an armed reconnaissance drone over its airspace, but did not provide additional details. The Malian statement called the act an unprecedented aggression and strongly condemned it. Now, Algeria has not yet responded to the withdrawal of the ambassadors just yet. And to stories outside the African continent, the Philippine and U.S. Air Forces began joint exercises on Monday focused on improving operational coordination and boosting strategic deterrence. These drills come after escalating tensions between Beijing and Manila over disputed regions in the South China Sea. Larger joint exercises are set for later this month, involving air, land, and sea components. The Cold Thunder exercises will run until the 18th of April, concentrating on enhancing combat readiness and joint mission effectiveness. The focus is on improving asymmetric warfare capabilities and strengthening strategic deterrence. The Philippines' military relations with the U.S. has grown stronger under President Ferdinand Marcos, particularly in response to China's claims over the South China Sea. These exercises are part of ongoing efforts to deepen defense cooperation. And so sports players and officials of Ikorodu City Football Club were held hostage by irate Shooting Stars fans on Sunday following their goalless draw in the Southwest Derby at the Lekon Salami Stadium in Ibadan, Oyo State capital. Multiple reports also indicate that Ikorodu City team bus was damaged and some of the traveling fans sustained injuries when 3 SC fans wreaked havoc at the end of the Nigeria Premier League Match Day 32 game. The visiting team were held at the stadium for at least 2 hours after the game. The team was, however, rescued by a military escort provided by an Oyo State government official after being held for almost 90 minutes in the dressing room. Sunday's goalless draw put another dent on Shooting Stars' continental ambitions this season, leaving them 4th in the league with 48 points after 32 matches, while Ikorodu City are 6th with 46 points. Well, that's all on the news at this hour, but before we go, let's take another look at some of our major stories. We told you that police are on high alert as civil group begins nationwide protest. We also mentioned House of Reps reminds Rivers sole admin of constitutional limits amid growing concerns over authority. And finally, we told you that Mali, Niger, Burkina Faso have withdrawn their envoys from Algeria following drone attack. Send your eyewitness report to the WhatsApp number on the screen. Also do well to follow us on social media. We are at News Central TV. You can watch News Central live on DSTV channel 422, GoTV channel 23, StarTimes channel 274, Avo TV, and YouTube. Many thanks for watching. I'm Blessings Musugu.